Edge of Fate is around the corner and it's bringing some of the biggest transformations Destiny has ever seen. In this video, we're diving into 5 massive changes that will reshape how you play the game. Let's kick things off with our first big change, Power Reset. Now currently, the power cap sits at 2020, but with Edge of Fate, we're taking a dramatic plunge all the way down to 10. While this may seem frustrating, there's an even bigger shift that many players are overlooking. Right now, you have gear power and artifact power, with gear power increasing with each episode and artifact power resetting at the end of the season. In Edge of Fate, you'll still have gear power. You'll start at 10 and progress all the way up to 200, and that's permanent power. But here's the exciting part. Seasonal power is being completely changed. Huge shout out to Mr. Raffle Waffles, who covered this a little bit more in depth. I'll link his video in the description. TLDR, seasonal power is about to become much more important. Seasonal power right now tends to be low for most players. I think mine is 19. But in Edge of Fate, seasonal power will go up to 350, and this will be rolled out in stages. During the first half of Edge of Fate, you can reach 200 gear power and stack an additional 250 seasonal power. So that's 450 in total. When the Ashen Iron update drops in September, Bungie will add another 100 seasonal power, allowing you to grind up to 550 power. However, once the Renegade expansion arrives, we'll all be reset back to 200 power and need to regrind it. So you might be wondering, why go through all that trouble? Well, the answer is pretty cool. But to answer that question, we need to talk about number 2, customizable difficulty. Unlike our current system, this new setup promises to be much more engaging. Currently, we have Advanced, Expert, Master, and Grandmaster difficulties. But in Edge of Fate, we'll have 6 options: Normal, Advanced, Expert, Master, Grandmaster, and Ultimate. But what makes this more engaging? 2 words: better loot. Starting in Edge of Fate, increasing your gear and seasonal power unlocks higher difficulty levels. And in the new system, completing higher difficulty activities with a higher score will drop better loot, which we should talk about right now. Let's start with weapon tiers. But first, do you love adept weapons? How about double perk or shiny weapons? Weapon tiering takes all of that and condenses it into one streamlined tier system. At tier 1, the weapons are standard: perks, barrel, mag, and an origin trait. But as you progress to higher levels, you'll get multiple perks, masterwork traits, barrels, magazines, and origin traits. And at tier 5, the max tier, a shiny skin for the weapon along with a unique kill effect slot. I personally cannot wait for this new feature. But it doesn't stop there. Armor is also getting a tier system too. This new armor system will feature some exciting changes with 3 major advantages over our current armor. Number 1, armor archetypes. These will determine the primary and secondary stats on a piece. So for instance, the Grenadier archetype will have a primary grenade stat and a secondary super stat, perfect for those warlock builds. There are 6 different archetypes right now, but I'm positive that we will see even more after Edge of Fate launches. Number 2, set bonuses. These will grant you extra effects when wearing 2 or 4 pieces of the same set. So for example, wearing 2 pieces of the Bushido set will heal you when you secure kills with freshly drawn or reloaded weapons. The 4-piece bonus gives you damage resistance when getting kills with bows, shotguns, and swords. Number 3, higher tier armor will come with better stats. No more max light armor with 52 stat points dropping after GMs. When you get a tier 4 or a tier 5 piece of armor, you're getting a piece that is guaranteed to have approximately 69 to 75 stat points, which leads us to talking about our final change, armor stats. Armor stats are undergoing a significant transformation in Edge of Fate, and these are not just name changes. These are seismic shifts in how these stats work in the game. First, here are the current stat names. Here is what these stats will be converted to in the Edge of Fate. In some cases, stats will be similar. Discipline, strength, and intellect affect essentially the same things as grenade, melee, and super, but with a very significant twist. Other stats have been completely replaced. Mobility currently affects your strafe speed, jump, and hunter dodge cooldown. But in Edge of Fate, this becomes weapons, which improves reload speed, handling, and, at higher stat tiers, weapon damage. Resilience currently affects the Titan Barricade cooldown, your health, and damage resistance in PvE. When it becomes the health stat, that affects how much health you get when picking up orbs, and how quickly your shields regenerate, which is currently what Recovery does, along with the cooldown on Warlock class abilities. A lot of Crucible players out there probably run max Recovery right now to regenerate their shields. But that's becoming class, which will affect class ability cooldowns for all of the classes. Second, current armor stats offer benefits only every 10 points, meaning that if you have 75 intellect, you'll only see benefits up to 70 points, and you'll have 5 wasted stats. But in the Edge of Fate, there are no wasted stats. 75 super will give you more benefits than 70 super. Finally, the stat point benefits currently cap at 100 points. So if you have 119 points in Discipline, it's the same as 100 Discipline. In Edge of Fate, the cap is being raised up to 200 points, and the benefits of going over 100 in a stat category are in some cases pretty crazy. For example, reaching 200 in your super stat grants you 45% extra super damage. I'm planning to put out an in-depth video on armor and armor stats after Edge of Fate launches and I can get my hands on. So if you want to see that video, make sure that you hit the notification bell and subscribe if you're not subscribed. So Guardians, which change are you most excited about in Edge of Fate? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and GG Fireteam.